Hello there, Eddie Mercado here with BloodyElbow.com, and I'm about to speak with UFC welterweight Ben Saunders as he is headed to Stockholm, Sweden to take on Peter Sobatta at UFC Fight Night 109. So let's give Saunders a call and find out what he's been up to since his last fight at UFC Phoenix, find out his thoughts on traveling to Stockholm, Sweden, and maybe a little bit about what happened between Eddie Bravo and Michael Bisping.
Hello?
Mr. Ben Saunders, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you taking out the time. Huge fight on your hands. You're traveling for this one. You're going overseas to Stockholm, Sweden for UFC Fight Night 109. How are things?
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the rare times, and I've never been to Sweden, so anytime you go international, I mean, there's a lot of obstacles that you might have to deal with, but, above all, it could be just a real cool time, seeing another part of the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
New films,
Absolutely. Now, you're 8-4 overall in the UFC, 4-1 since you left Bellator MMA, and coming off a grueling war with Court McGee at UFC Phoenix. What a war that was, man. What were your thoughts on that fight?
Yeah. No, he's super tough, man. Court's a damn cyborg. I knew going into that fight, how tough he was, and we both respect each other tremendously as professional fighters and just as human beings. There's a lot of respect, mutual respect there. But yeah, man, I think we both did a great job putting on a show and giving it our all throughout the fight.
Yeah, it was grueling, back and forth. You each had your moments. You came away with the victory, and afterwards on the microphone, you definitely shouted out "Bloody Elbow." So I have to thank you for that. Much appreciated. You've been a Bloody Elbow supporter for a very long time. Definitely appreciate the lookout. The same night, kind of on a sadder note, we saw BJ Penn get just absolutely dusted. What were your thoughts on seeing BJ go out like that?
Man, you never want to see someone you like that much, go out like that. But in the fight game, it's just respect's got to be given. It's a testament to that new breed coming up. BJ definitely. We're all here making impacts on the evolution of the game, and now hell, I've watched BJ, and I am where I am too because of the inspirations that he's given. So it just sucks when you see that happen, and then it takes you out, and that's obviously father time. It's going to be in my future too. You can't beat time. So
yeah, it
is what it is. But props to both of them. BJ's a damn warrior.
Yeah, absolutely.
He went out on his shield, and you got to respect that with everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Father Time, though, unfortunately, is still undefeated. Back in March at the MMA Awards, there was an altercation between Eddie Bravo and Michael Bisping. What was that all about?
No, man. I think it was just misunderstandings and alcohol just don't mix well. And I don't know, man. I mean, it was something that was misunderstood and not really a big deal. Bisping's cool, man. We at the end of it, I offered to help him versus GSP. Eddie offered to help for GSP. We all know the game plan is going to be GSP trying to use his wrestling and take and nullify Bisping on the ground, in my personal opinion. So we're offering help, and we'll see.
Yeah, unfortunately, that fight got canceled, so we're not gonna We're not going to see that anytime soon. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's been completely canceled now, so the fight's off.
From what end?
I believe Dana removed GSP from the fight.
Wow.
Yeah. So it looks like Yoel Romero might be the guy getting the shot at the title.
Same date? Same event?
No, it probably won't be. I don't think there's a set date for that or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
Yeah, well,
I mean, at the end of the day, that works because the number one contender now gets what he rightfully deserves, and that's the shot at the title. Who knows? I'm sure we'll end up finding out everyone's point of view on the incident and what actually occurred. And I'm sure everyone's going to have a different story.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But no, that's the name of the game, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now, I mean, you've been around for a minute, fighting since 2004 professionally, 30 fights under your belt. Congratulations for that. I got to ask, what's the craziest thing you've seen since you've been a professional fighter?
Probably the craziest thing is the same thing I've seen live on pay-per-view. I was also saw it live at an event I was fighting on with the UFC and saw it on YouTube, man. And that's anytime you see a leg snapping too. So Corey Hill, I was on the same card, and he was the fight right before me. He got his shin snapped right before I walked, so that was a very eerie situation to kind of wait for, him getting stretchered out or taken out and all that, and then just thinking, oh yeah, now I get to go murder someone myself. Yeah,
yeah, that was intense.
Same thing happened, obviously, with Anderson Silva. I already knew what was happening. I kind of walked away. I was like, oh, that sucks. Tyrone Spong, you saw happen, unfortunately, in Glory Kickboxing, and there's quite a few videos online. And for our sport, I think that's one of the, I don't know if it's the worst injury, but it's one of the worst looking.
Yeah, it's definitely no fun to watch. It makes, I don't care who you are, you're going to squirm when you see it.
Yeah, 100%.
So like we said, you got 30 fights under your belt, but this is only the second time that you're fighting professionally outside of North America. How is that a thing?
Well, you don't count Canada, I guess. I don't know. I mean, because I fought Canada twice, I fought Germany, and now we're going to Sweden. But no, I'm actually, like I said, man, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good time. I've never been there. I'll be able to go out and acclimate for the time zone change, and we also got a 10th planet out there, right there in Stockholm, so I have a place I can train at while I'm there.
Oh wow!
And yeah, if there's a language barrier, I won't even have to deal with it. So I'm like super stoked for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you gonna stay a little bit later and maybe go hang out around the town and kind of see the sights?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay, chill with Magnus at 10th Planet Stockholm. That's gonna be super cool. And then I'm actually gonna go to Latvia with Misha after the co-main event. He's from Latvia, so
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there because that's where I'm from originally. That's where my grandmother's from.
Oh wow! Okay.
So yeah, I've never been, so I want to check it out. She passed away like 2 years ago, so it'd be cool to see where she came from, and obviously where half of my genetics came from.
Yeah, man, check the roots out. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cool, man. And then I'm gonna try to do a few seminars around Europe and just kind of visit and chill.
Yeah, man, see the world while you can. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm definitely taking the trip as a positive thing this time, 100%.
Now, on your plate, you got Peter Sobatta. He's got pretty fast straight punches, but he's a black belt under Dean Lister. What are your thoughts on the matchup?
Great matchup, and he is very tough. He's a very good opponent. I do think I have more fights, more experience, more fights at a high level. Fought some real tough competition. You know, he fought some tough guys too. But ultimately, man, I mean, I think I'm just too good in this game, and I feel like I'm really in my prime right now. I think I can beat anybody, and this guy's just unfortunately the next one, the next one in line. But as far as like skill set and respect, 100%, he's well rounded. His main strength, I believe, is his groundwork. And I'll welcome that every day against anybody. Yeah,
I was going to ask, are you curious about it? Like, you kind of want to test it, or are you okay just leaving that as an unknown?
Man, I'm always, the better the competition is, the more stoked I am, because, let's see, man, you know, I have belief in my skill set. I believe that I'm the best in the world. I just got to keep showing it in my fights and be consistent with it. You know, hiccups happen in this game. Sometimes fights don't go the best way, but when they do, man, highlight reels is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Eddie Bravo pupil, Dean Lister pupil. How do you think this plays out?
I think I can finish it standing. I think I can finish it on the ground, and my statistics prove I can do it in every round. So, you know, who knows? I try to flow. You know, I don't need to over anticipate what my plans are. I'm well rounded. I'm dangerous and can finish the fight from every angle, every range. That's why I worked my entire life to get to.
Yeah. Now, at this stage in your career, are most of your training camps pretty much the same? I mean, of course, they're, you know, specifically for your opponent, each one, but overall kind of a routine, so to speak?
No, I'm not a fan of those. I've gotten stuck in those throughout my career, you know, and sometimes they're good because when you stay in the same, it helps you refine and really work on your game as is, as opposed to evolving it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a fan of consistently evolving, whether it's evolving, you know, in little spurts while still maintaining what my game is, or taking the time to really adapt and try new things and try to add some more, you know, heat to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you have anybody in mind? The UFC is so big on everybody calling each other out. Do you have anyone in particular you have in mind after Sobatta?
Man, you give me a list of that top 10 and I'll say them all. It's ridiculous, man. I shouldn't. I mean, I understand. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I don't need to call anybody out. I don't need to think about any other opponent until I deal with Mr. Peter Sobatta, man, in front of me.
I definitely dig it. Now, let's hear about your sponsors. Who are the people that are behind you, helping you out on this journey?
I mean, man, we don't have too many these days, but I guess Reebok, what's up? Reebok, you definitely sponsoring me. And Guard of Life. I want to thank On It. I want to thank Hypnotic Gear, Lanky Fight Gear. Yeah, and honestly, anybody that wants to follow me, you guys can follow me on my social media, whether Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's at Ben Saunders MMA. You can go to my website also, bensaundersmma.com. And, yeah, follow my career, man. I'm here to be a champion.
Yeah, always exciting, always exciting. Always a pleasure speaking with you. Ben Saunders, thank you so much for taking out the time. Peter Sobatta is in your crosshairs right now, May 28th, UFC Fight Night 109, Stockholm, Sweden. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you, man. As always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
You too, brother. Take care.
So there you have it. UFC veteran Ben Saunders headed to Stockholm, Sweden to take on Peter Sobatta at UFC Fight Night 109. Go check that out. In the meantime, you can read me over at bloodyelbow.com. You can follow me on Twitter at @Mercado. If you like this interview, you can subscribe to my channel in the upper left-hand corner. Subscribe to Bloody Elbow's YouTube channel in the bottom left-hand corner. Check out the interviews on the right. Now go be a good person.